Welcome back to Breakfast. It's 7:25. Now, reality TV star Spencer Matthews has admitted he doesn't want his children to become trust fund kids and wants them instead to earn their own money.
So we're asking, should parents pass their fortunes to their children? Well, joining us now, businessman Mike Green, who believes parents should, and business manager Sally Mitchell, who believes parents shouldn't pass on their fortune to their kids. I'm going to start with you, Sally. Why? Who are you going to give it to? Who on earth? Have you got children?
Yes, I do. They're going to hate this, but so don't expect anything, kids. I think you can do a huge disservice to your children by letting them assume that they're going to just inherit your hard-earned money. I think everybody needs a purpose. Everybody needs a reason to get up in the morning. Everybody owes a debt to society to put something back, to be a useful member of society.
Yeah.
If you go through life thinking you're just going to inherit hundreds of thousands of pounds, what's the point? You might think, well, I'm not going to bother. I'll just be a layabout, a nothing. And that doesn't do anything for their mental health, and it doesn't do anything for society either.
Sally, can I just quickly ask you, did your parents give you their wealth when they passed away? If they're still, or they might still be alive, actually.
Well, no, unfortunately not. My mother died recently, and the
sorry
other
to hear
point
that.
is, I think it's very dangerous to assume you're going to inherit a fortune, because with the rising care costs, and we're all living longer, but sometimes in ill health, the fortune can get eaten up very, very quickly.
Mike, what do you think of all of this?
Yeah, listen, much of what was said I agree with, in terms of they shouldn't assume, because they should have purpose, they should have debt, they should have reason. The problem is that the assumption is all that you're not going to give them that level of understanding, that you're not going to teach them. As a behavioural profiler and a doctor of education who's built lots of businesses, what I would say is I teach them to be responsible. We have a trust fund that will give to charities. They get involved in making that choice. And they are both, they're 22 and 26, my daughters. They're both very successful in their own right. They're both very independent in their own right. And, you know, we're talking about an example by Spencer Matthews. And, you know, very sad story, but the guy was drinking 10 pints a day, living it up in Chelsea parties. I'd say the problem was in his parenting that he received, not in what money did or didn't do. And the problem is parenting. People are thinking it's about money or not money. Money in the hands of someone responsible can be amazing. Just like if you give a tradesman a saw, a hammer, a chisel, they can create something beautiful that will last generations. In the hands of an idiot, they'll create nothing, and it will be dangerous. So it's about responsibility and parenting more than whether they do or don't inherit the money, in my opinion.
Do you think his problem was that he was passed money, he was given money, he apparently inherited his parents' wealth, which then meant that he went on to be a bit like that, and he may be thinking, well, if I do that, my kids might end up the same as me?
Well, I'm sure he did think that, and this is about the sort of educating people on responsibility, accountability, and how to use what they've got. I mean, I come from absolutely nothing, you know, shared a bed with two brothers till I was 11, then a bedroom till I left. I went to school because that was the only place that I got a cooked meal, and so I understand what it's like to go without, but I would much rather give my children something that's already got momentum that they can do good with. Now, in Spencer's case, broken family, he's now got kids that aren't with mum and dad, and they're shared, as the article talked about. Well, that's already not off to a good start. You know, if we can teach people about the value of parents being together, working together, having some guidelines or values that they might teach their children, I think then those children will be better adults. It's money.
I don't think that Spencer's children are with their parents.
He said he shares them. So my assumption from what I've seen is that they're separate.
No, they're not.
No, he is still married, yeah. He is still married.
Happily married.
Still married, yeah. Sally, there'll be lots of parents who are watching and listening today who will say that they feel responsible for their children. They brought them into this world, and this economy, houses are so expensive. We all know that bills are going up. They feel as though they will inevitably need to help their children to help them get on the property ladder.
I think helping your children is slightly different to leaving them the fortune. I have absolutely nothing against giving them a leg up, a helping hand. I think the encouragement and the positive attitude and the education of how to be a good citizen is really, really important. And you can do all that whilst you're alive without dangling the carrot of, you know, when I go, darling, all this will be yours. I don't think it's healthy. And the other flip side is that you can end up with, you know, not trust fund babies who can brunch beautifully around Chelsea, but you can also breed a slightly sort of Succession-esque Troy family dynamic, which is incredibly unhealthy as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with people being supported as they grow up by their parents, having every advantage if that's what you can give them, but very much, you know, you stand on your own 2 feet and we will support and encourage you in whatever passion you have.
I think the sort of person that you've described there, who has the trust fund type parents who can leave them a lot of wealth so then they end up being quite lazy, there are very few of those. I think the majority of people are probably just, you know, their parents have a house that they've worked all their lives for and they just want to split it between their kids, and it's just maybe a couple of 50, 100 grand each or something like that. But, you know...
But that's the fortune that gets eaten up by care home costs.
Well, if you're unfortunate to have to...
Yeah,
the government need to sort that out. I think that is wrong, but, you know,
absolutely.
Hey.
Mike, Sally, we're out of time with you, but thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. Let us know yours.